Project Manager of UN Habitat Smart SDG Cities Ghana, Hilde Opoku, has advocated for greater representation of women and youth in decision-making processes. She stressed the importance of involving the youth, who comprise 70% of Africa's population, and women in policy formulation. Her remarks were made at the 2023 African Youth Gender and Climate Conference, dubbed Empowering Women and Youth as Climate Leaders, Bridging the Gender Gap and Harnessing Technology for Sustainable Change, organized by Anijie Global Foundation on November 25, 2023.
It tells us that we cannot move forward any longer on political decision-making, on policy-making, on implementation, without including the youth and without including the women. Going forward, that should be a taken. If you are not included, raise your voice and say, where is the youth representative in this committee? Where is the female representative in this committee? You are entitled to do so.
She highlighted the UN Habitat Smart SDG Cities Ghana pilot, aiming to digitize 10 cities and engage traditional leaders for successful, peaceful, smart city development.
The Ghana Smart SDG Cities is a pilot in terms of digitalization, it's a pilot in terms of doing a lot of cities at the same time, and it's a pilot in including traditional leaders. And this last one is actually quite important, because many of the conflicts that we see around the world today is based on the conflict between land.
Similarly, the founder and CEO of Hyde Consult, Dr. John Agri, emphasized the need for policy-driven actions to combat the discrimination and stereotypes against women and youth.
We need concrete policy, data-driven actions to foster women, girls, as well as the upcoming Gen Zs, full participation, inclusion in the digital economy, while at the same time addressing stereotypes and social norms that lead to discrimination against women and young people. You may not understand the extent of victimization goes in our society, because if you've not experienced it, you will not know. But coming from the angle where I have networks who are psychologists, and the things you hear, my God, it will baffle you. And you ask, is this the country we are in?
Senior Coordinator for Gender, Health and Inclusion at the National Youth Authority, Naomi Brago Opoku, emphasized the importance of male involvement in championing inclusivity in SDG implementation for national development.
We cannot leave the men out. Why am I saying that? We can actually champion gender equality in this space when we integrate our men. Because when you come to our part of the world, we have our men who are households, heads of households, and they control resources and all that. In championing climate change, whilst we are integrating women, we have to bring our men on board to actually understand the importance of placing much importance on women. When our men get to understand, they will give way, they will understand, and will always support our women in championing change as far as climate change is concerned. During the panel discussion at the conference, co-founder and executive director of Women for Sustainability Africa, Anita Ofori, ecosystem developer Maxwell Beganim, founder Elmiha Labs Samiha Yunus, co-lead of the 10 Billion Strong Ghana Hub, Safo Dankwa, and co-founder of Asasiya and Friends Network, Zipora Chirowa Amankwa, all shared their ideas on how women and the youth can be empowered as climate leaders.
Dr. Grace, Hyde Consult, Women for Sustainability, SYND, Asasiya. Let's look at how we can. Yes, the space is big. Even if we give you all the job within the climate space, you can't do it. Let's learn to collaborate, because a lot of the projects that I've been able to do, I like using the we. It wasn't me, it was we, because I also leverage on the strength of others. So I think we should learn to do that, and then we can achieve more.
So also in terms of inclusivity, I will talk about the education bit, where we are not educating them in just formal education, but because most of them are not in school, but letting them understand the effects of climate change, because they are basically their basic source of livelihood is from agriculture. So they need to understand what are the actions, what are the steps, what are the things that they do that sort of contribute to climate change, or how can they themselves mitigate climate change, but then they themselves taking ownership and providing their own solution rather than we thinking that we know it all and then teaching them.
Taking this quote from one of my mentors, he says that anytime he hears that young people saying that there is no opportunity or there is no employment in the country, he just vexes because the problems are bound so much. And it's just that many young people are not searching for knowledge, they are not researching, they are not applying themselves to be mentored, volunteer, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so because of this kind of mindset that we are having as a nation or a country, we are unable to develop. And when you listen to all the stories, it's like the cultural barrier is very common. And that has to do with the mindset. So to me, I think a mindset change is very key, because if you're unable to change that, you can't learn. And once you cannot learn, you can't do anything.
Yes, so as Madam said, she's a lecturer. Maybe that would be her small way, being in class. That's how she's going to educate people. So I believe that whatever talent you are, just ask yourself, be it singing, be it drama, be it poetry, ask yourself, how can I use that to create solutions?
Reporting from Accra Digital Center for YRE TV, Rosemary Balami.